The following is a special presentation of Tony Curry Radio.
Good morning. Welcome to Facebook Live. It's the Kurre and Klapow Show. Our last Kurre and Klapow show of 20. Are you okay with that?
Yes. Look at the camera. Look like a mugshot.
I know, it looks like.
I've never had a mugshot.
Well, our old studio had a black wall behind us, and so you couldn't see the shadows. And we're not quite done making it.
You know what this looks like a little bit?
What's that?
This, although we're far apart, this is uncomfortable TV interview style.
Really?
Yeah, well, because they always sit you up, like when you do an interview, if they come to your home or whatever, usually they put you in a chair like this.
Yeah.
A lot of back support.
Yeah.
And you're sitting talking to the anchor.
Oh, yeah.
And it's extremely uncomfortable. Like, not physically, it's just like this, but you're supposed to look natural.
It's kind of like in a part of the hotel where there's like a parquet floor and they just put two chairs in the middle of the floor and they have the wiring, stuff like
That's
that.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly. But we're always comfortable with
We
each
can
other.
dance if you want.
What?
We can dance if you want.
Okay.
Today we're talking about deaths,
Yep.
sexting, narcissists, and treadmills for Christmas. How about that?
Yeah. They still selling treadmills for Christmas? Still.
I would think. Now's the time. Well, now's the time when you want to buy all that crap because everyone's getting ready for New Year's resolutions, right?
So yeah, now you don't want. I mean, prices are at a premium right now.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. It's hot ticket item. Now, if you wait till February, March, you're going to be rolling. You'll be getting three for the price of one. But a very interesting story about a woman, and I got into Facebook Live a little bit. I think it was on Tuesday about this. About a woman who was given a piece of workout equipment and a gym membership for the holidays, which is always a little dicey. And I mentioned going into this, if you're in a relationship and you've been in good shape, the both of you found each other intimately attractive for a long period of time, and all of a sudden one of you is just kind of letting it go, and the other one's kind of dropping subtle hints because it's normally the he, because the women would not complain when the guy gets fat. They do, but not nearly as much as the guy complaining when the woman gets fat. It's a lot worse, period. Don't even try to debate me about that. Guys are always saying, yeah, she had a baby, and as soon as she had a baby, she never got back to her old weight, and blah, 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 blah. Guys are shallow that way.
Well, not even shallow. Like, come on. But come on, guys. Like, that's just stupid. Like, I know we're gonna get it. Are we gonna do this right now or no?
We can.
No, I can wait.
I can wait. There's so many different variables here.
Yes, there are.
Did she gain 5 or 10 pounds because she's turned 45, 46, 47 years old? What is she going through?
Well,
is her work schedule changed? Has she got children? She just don't have time? Does she not care about working out? Is she depressed? There's all kinds of different variables. Or is it the person where they have gone 30, 40 pounds overweight, where it looks like there's no end in sight, and they don't really give a damn. And they're just like, you know what, this is just who I am now.
Guys do that all the time.
Well, sure they do. And it's not a two-way street. It's not. The guys are certainly, we have a whole thing about dad bods. Now, let's be real here. Women, Lizzo's brought this to our attention too. There is a lot of women movements about being comfortable in the curves you have.
Body positive.
Body positive, and be okay with that. And that's fine, you can be. But it doesn't mean that the man you're with at the time ain't gonna like it, or maybe she's been thin her entire life and all of a sudden she's let herself go. And normally it's a kind of a gradual thing. It comes with age. I weigh the same thing I did when I was in high school, but I certainly look a hell of a lot different.
But you know, by the way, people hate you because of that.
What's that?
That you weigh the same that you did in high school. I'm the same. We've not struggled with our weight.
It's a metabolism thing for me. Mm-hmm. I'm 56, my metabolism's starting to come down a little bit. And I weigh the same thing, but I don't look like it in high school. I got news for you. I look like I'm a totally different guy.
This is
By the way, my daughter last night asked these questions.
I just saw your daughter. You're so.
Would you rather be smart and ugly or good looking and dumb?
She needs her own segment.
And I said, I'm good looking and smart, so I really don't have to answer that question. And she couldn't stop laughing at me. And she said, Dad, you're about a 6. When your daughter says that your dad, the one, she's little daddy's girl, says you're a 6.
No, I think, you know what I think that is? I think that's really healthy. Because, no, I'll tell you why. Now you
But
have...
She said, you're pretty smart, but you're about a 6, Dad. And I said, a 6?
Yes.
And then, she went to an 8.
But...
Only because I pushed her.
Right. You should appreciate that. You should appreciate that. Seriously.
I'm not saying
because and I'm telling you, my daughter is yours 10. My daughter's 11 years ahead of yours.
Yeah.
When your daughter is honest with you that way about about your looks, it's very useful.
Oh yeah,
it's real. Like you don't want
it hurts, but it's real.
You don't want her to say, "Oh, Dad, you're always a 10." That's no. I need, and I do this a lot with my daughter. No, really. Does this look? Is this like? Am I okay? Really okay with with regard to from your age up to my age?
Yeah.
And my daughter's really good about saying, look, like you can't pull that off, or that doesn't look so good. This looks good on you.
I know you hate it, but it is brutally honest. And it's honest that we need to hear.
It's from the mouth base.
Well, the thing is though, but she tells you things even though you don't ask.
Well, that's because she's 10. Well, actually, I have that in mind.
Dad, you stink.
Well,
I'm like, did I ask you if I stunk?
I have that. You can have that.
It makes you a little self.
Yes.
It starts to.
Well, because nobody else is telling you.
You have a big nose, Dad. I'm like, okay, is there anything else you need to get out of your system?
No, that's good.
Yeah.
Because nobody in public's going to tell. Think about it.
Yeah.
Think about it. If you walk around stinky with a big nose and
she doesn't help my self-esteem, but she does help me realize that there's some things I need to work on.
Yes, and she's supporting. She's coming from a place of love.
And she also told me she does not want to step on.
Okay, well, that's a whole nother show.
And I said, okay. I said, don't worry about it.
There is so much more to come.
Oh, yeah.
In the next.
Oh, you wait.
Oh, my God. I'm going to help you through this.
Why?
Not just as a professional. You're my
best friend, first and foremost, but why do you think you're around?
I lived this.
Yeah.
I was the 10-year-old who told my dad, no stepmom.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I was such a creep when my dad started dating. I'm a pretty nice guy.
Did your dad date a lot of women? Or?
Yeah. No, not a lot, but several.
See, if I was single and didn't have kids, I would be testing the grounds.
Well, my dad
but right
did.
now, I'm already skewing out the ones that I'm thinking my kids aren't going to like.
No, but you're going to test. You're going to test, and oh man, just you wait. Those wonderful, kind, adorable little children that you have out there.
I'm going to be brutally honest.
To them.
Yeah.
To your dates.
So, to get back to what we're going to talk about on Fox 6 this morning at 9:35.
Yeah, and I'm thinking we're going to go 25 minutes.
Yeah, so if your mate has been dropping their own subtle hints of...
Oh, hang on, and this is your mate, because I think there's another variable that's important.
Yeah.
And in this case, it was his girlfriend.
Yeah. Or his wife, one of the two.
Well, no, it makes a difference. How long you've been with the person is absolutely critical, and even within them, it's a dicey subject.
Yeah, if you've been together for 3 to 6 months and he's already talking about your weight, that's a big red flag. Because they probably haven't even said they love each other yet, so that's a big red flag. So if your mate keeps talking about, and I have a very good friend of mine who's been going out with a girl now for about a year, and she's gained quite a bit of weight. She's working really hard. She's the breadwinner. She works long hours, and she's very self-aware of her weight gain, and she's really being banged up. Now, he's really, really supportive of her, and telling her, honey, you're beautiful, I'll help you. And he's as thin as a rail. I can walk with you. We can do some different things together. She's just too damn tired, and she just keeps getting bigger and bigger. But he is also in that area of his life where when we met, she was smoking hot. And now she's different.
And that's okay. I mean, it's not okay.
He's being real, and I appreciate him being real with me. I'm like, I get it. He was like, when I met her, man, she was smoking hot, and now all of a sudden I'm seeing this person, and he's not feeling as intimately aware.
But don't you think, and particularly with guys?
It's shallow, but it's real.
No, but particularly with guys.
Yeah.
Guys complain, well, I don't get any sex from my wife. Right? Yeah. I don't get any sex from my wife. She's not. If you are the guy and you went from being in reasonably good shape to you're a big fat slob now, don't be looking at her. Why am I not getting? Why is she not intimate? Look down. Look at your pot belly.
Yeah.
Look at the hair growing on the back of your neck.
There's no doubt.
You know, I'm the only reason I even pivoted on that is because it's always an issue for guys. Why is she not interested? She's not interested in sex because you look like crap.
Yeah, and sex and money are very important to guys. I would think that if you're having it 3 times a week, and all of a sudden it's 2 times a week, and it's once a week, and maybe you're not having it for several months, and you've gained a lot of weight over that period of time, that should tell you.
And you've let yourself, guys let themselves go. Guys let themselves go more than women let themselves go. And I don't mean just weight,
no,
right?
I agree.
Right? And that's the thing, like it is, and it works both ways, and it works in every kind of relationship. When you become less physically appealing to your mate, and I've got an extreme example, the desire goes down. It doesn't go away.
Sure.
Now here's where it's I'll just quick pivot, where it's a real issue and a challenge.
And I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people say that's shallow, or you must not
It's
really
not
love
shallow.
them. No, it's like
You can love them.
you can love them, and you love them for what they are, and they must have a beautiful heart, but physically they look different, and maybe you're not as attracted to that person now, and maybe sex was a big part of your relationship. You find out what's really important in your life. So how do you fix it? We're going to figure that out today.
I mean, I think I'll tell you where it becomes a huge challenge, and it's one that is more extreme, is when there is some sort of accident or cancer. Think of a mastectomy.
Sure.
Think of some sort of disfigurement or a burn. It's even more touchy. So like if we're talking about this now because of weight gain, think about the challenge that you have when you look at your partner and maybe they've lost a limb or they've no more breasts or whatever. It's like, yes, you love them, but you may not be attracted to them anymore. And that's a different story. That's a different story.
I've also got a friend of mine who had a wife who had breast cancer. She used to have a killer rack, and that's something that he's struggling with it because he's like, Tony, I don't want to be with her anymore. She's just, I don't find her attractive like she used to be, and it hurts him because sex was a big part of their relationship.
That is.
That's when you probably need to
Go see Dr. Misty Smith.
Yeah. And then you have the people that maybe go through something where they're now in a wheelchair, or they're paralyzed, or they whatever it is, and they're like, hey, listen, I'm a different person now. So if you feel the need that you have to go straight or leave me, I understand. Now I don't think that's ever. I don't think they want them to.
No.
I would hate that if a woman ever said that to me, because obviously I'm like, no. But there's a lot of tests there, but to get back to the working out thing. So in a perfect situation, she or he, whoever the ones gain the weight, is saying, I need to lose some weight.
Yes.
They bring it, you must allow them to bring it up first. You must allow them to bring it up first.
Well, let's talk about two. Let's talk about
I wanted to wear this dress for New Year's Eve and it doesn't fit anymore. And you just...
That's what you do.
It happens. It happens. And don't put it on yourself. I know, me too. No, that doesn't. No, that misery does not love the company. No. Don't.
You know, I've noticed a little bit too.
I know. No. I'm like, don't do that. But if they bring it up and then they finally say, maybe I need to get a gym membership or something like that, the easy way to do is say, I've been thinking about taking more walks. We need to walk the dogs more. You have to be really subtle.
Yeah, because if it's veiled.
And you have to follow through. So all of a sudden, you've never walked the neighborhood in your life, and all of a sudden I'm going to go for another walk today. It's the 4th one today. Would you like to go with me? Then you have to keep going. Maybe that could be.
I mean, I think, okay, let's just say this.
Yeah.
We can cut to the front part of the chase, which we're talking about on Fox. Do not buy your partner ever a gym membership unless they say maybe it's 6 months before, well, even 6 months.
Yeah.
Let's say within the last month before you buy it. God, I'd love to get a membership to that gym.
Yeah.
Go ahead, then you can do it.
Yeah.
But if they don't say that, never buy your partner a membership to a gym. Never.
Or
never. Oh yeah,
like
jeez, God, that's even
worse. Unless they see
worse.
it on TV and they go, wow,
That's even worse.
Can
you imagine?
Yeah.
Can you imagine? That's worse than a gym membership.
Even if they asked for it, I don't know if you should buy it for
If they ask for it, this happened to me. Jules was working a ton, and she couldn't go to the gym enough.
Yeah.
And she also didn't have time to, walk the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. So she specifically said, I want a treadmill. And I love to do the research, did all the research. showed her the research, both as to get her what she want, but also a little bit of a, here, these are the options. She's like, can we get that one?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get it for you for Christmas. And in that case, I felt absolutely in the clear.
Sure.
She wanted it, she asked for it, I showed it to her. But to surprise somebody with a gym membership who has not asked for it is just, like, I don't know.
No, and don't do a dual one either. You
can join a gym.
You can go join a gym. If you want to go join a gym.
You make it a dual later.
Yeah, and then she's like, well, I want a gym membership. Perfect. But don't, and if you're as thin as a stick and she's not, or vice versa, and all of a sudden you're getting a dual membership because, well, I'm going to go with her. I'm going to go with her because that's going to soften the blow.
No, and that's another one.
I'll do it.
That's another one. Let me give you another helpful tip.
Yeah.
Let's say your partner, you are pretty active. You're very active. You go to the gym. Your partner says, I want to start going to the gym. Oh, that's great. That's great. And they get a membership, or you get them a membership, and they start going to the gym with you. Be very, very, very careful about offering, particularly if you're somebody who's pretty active, offering too much to help, to work out with them, to, go to the gym together. You got to test that out. You really have to test it out, because a lot of times your partner feels pretty self-conscious, particularly if they've gained a lot of weight, or if it's like a guy, they're out of shape, they can't bench press anymore. They kind of don't want you around.
Exactly.
So don't be super supportive. I'll go with you every day. We'll train together.
No, if you're dating or married to a yoga instructor and all of a sudden she wants to go to the gym with you, she's trying to tell you something, first of all. And second of all, I don't want to work out with her.
No. This is one of those ones where, and if we take it to a little more extreme, let's say your partner's not talking about it at all. They're gaining weight, or even they're just getting out of shape, and maybe they've got high blood pressure. It's more than they just don't look good.
Yeah.
It is okay to say, independent of any of the working out or whatever, hey, I'm concerned about you. Yeah. I'm concerned about you. Yeah. You don't have to lead with weight. And first of all, if somebody's gained 20 pounds, what do you think? They don't know?
Yeah.
And I know we are increasingly, and I think it's very important, we live in a much more accepting, body positive place, which is...
Because we have to.
Well, no, because we have to, because the alternative was where everybody and their sister had an eating disorder.
Yeah.
But there is a difference between saying, I respect you and your body, but if that body also, as a result, has high blood pressure and diabetes, I don't want to see you die. Yeah. I don't really care how much weight you gain or lose, but I don't want you to have diabetes, and particular, or heart disease or whatever. And you can go that route without ever saying join a gym or work out, because here's the thing, they know.
Yeah.
Like, that's the part where this guy in this article, first of all, his girlfriend is worked out. She's in good shape. People who are out of shape, who are overweight, who struggle with health problems, they're not oblivious to it.
No, they know. And they feel different too. Now, let's take it a step further.
Okay.
You get her the gym membership, it's all good. All of a sudden, she's going to the gym 5 nights a week.
Yep.
She's starting to look better.
Yep.
She's into it.
Yep.
She's just found a friend she's wanting to work out, maybe even a personal trainer. And
are you in good shape, or are you not?
Pretty decent shape. Maybe she has a sanity belt, but you're not fat. You're okay.
Yeah.
Guys have different metabolisms. We don't give.
But are you a workout nut, or are you?
No, you're not a workout.
Okay.
Maybe you go to the gym once a week. You're walking dogs in the neighborhood.
Yeah. She's all in now.
You're really not a gym guy. All of a sudden, you got that yoga membership or that gym thing, and she's buying special clothes for it.
Of course she should.
She's walking around, her back straighter. She's feeling better, and all of a sudden, the guy is like, "Wow, you're going to the gym a lot." Wow, you look better than you did when we first got married. And all of a sudden, you got guys almost trying to sabotage.
Right, because
fitness.
you know what?
They're surpassing you. Yeah,
what?
They're surpassing
you.
Get
off. Get a spine.
Yeah.
Get a spine. Yeah. I mean, now, I've also seen where it doesn't matter which part of it, they're all into it, and it's it's too much.
Yeah.
Right? They're talking about it constantly. They're living it. All the diet is changing. They've got 4 personal instructors. Personal trainers. I think you also have to take into consideration if this becomes your passion and you've turned the chapter, turned the leaf. Mm-hmm. You still have to take into consideration your partner.
Yeah.
That's a great. You see that happen a lot, both ways. It's not that they don't want to work out; they start working out. It becomes a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And the partner is like, "Oh, that's not my lifestyle."
Yeah.
That's also though. That's when you have a conversation.
And you got it started, so there's a resentment level there. I was the one that got her the gym membership. I wanted her to get in better shape, and now she's getting better shape, but I can't. She keeps talking about it.
And you know what? It's okay to address the talking about it.
Yeah.
It really is. And it is okay to say, it's totally okay to say, you look great.
Yep.
I am so happy you have found this. Mm-hmm. I feel great that I was a part of this. But particularly, I need you not to talk about it so much.
Yep.
And
the great thing about it is coming up here in 2 days, it is New Year's Eve. And that is a perfect jumping off point for everything in your life you want to make better. You can use it as an excuse.
Yes.
I'll wait till Monday if it's June. I'll wait till Friday. Let's go on this vacation first. I want to do this first before I get started. That's fine. But you got to get started and you got to keep getting after it. If that's what you truly want, whether it's saving money, any type of resolution, which we absolutely love around here, certainly with Dr. Josh Klapow, a psychologist.
I will be on Fox today 3 different times. I'm not kidding.
And they're all resolutions? Yeah, absolutely.
But
it does give you an opportunity to broach the subject.
Yes.
New Year's resolutions, hey, what do you plan on? Hey, kids, what are you planning on changing this year? Daddy's going to do this, da-da-da-da-da. And maybe mom, depending on who's the one that needs to lose the weight. It gives you an opportunity because this is supposed to be a new time and this is where everyone starts
which is great.
new. Yeah.
But
it's kind of hard to broach it in the middle of July.
You can,
yeah.
But I have a very different view. I think it's much safer to approach it in the middle of July.
Yeah.
Because now you get, at this point, this is my big thing. People get caught in the massive wave of New Year's resolutions. Like everybody's got one. It's almost like keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
Because internally yours may be, I want to think about getting in better shape and paying attention to my health. Like that may be your honest one, but everyone around you is, I'm going to the gym and I'm getting a gym membership and I'm changing everything, and you get caught up in, and you do, I've heard you talk about this in other areas, you do what they call it, what Julie calls the dramatic declaration.
Yes.
This year will be the year that I run the triathlon.
The one thing you do need to do more of is go to the Woodhouse Day Spa because it will make you feel better.
Oh, yeah. That's a great resolution.
Talked to Stuart Rome yesterday. I'm using the gift card you gave me next Wednesday at noon.
Thank God.
I'm getting a 110-minute massage. I cannot wait. Thank you very much, Dr. Josh Klapow. I gave my daughter a gift card to Woodhouse Day Spa to get her tootsies and her fingers done. So we're going to go the week after. So we're looking forward to that. Birmingham.woodhousespas.com. Birmingham.woodhousespas.com. We have a show called When in Rome with Stuart Rome. It's a great show. It's not only talking about the Woodhouse Day Spa, their expansion coming up in February, March, but also about the incredible environment, the wonderful atmosphere. It's a show that makes you look good, sound good, and feel good, but it also has music in it. If you listen to our new podcast coming out, I think it's later on this afternoon, it's all New Year's Day tunes. Nice. Stuart picks great songs. Man. I love him.
He's like a Renaissance guy.
He's great.
You seen his picture posted the other day?
Oh yeah.
With the martini glass. I don't know if he was in New Orleans or whatever.
He is. He's in New Orleans.
There's this like.
And by the way, one of our most listened to podcasts right now is the UAB Director's Chair with Mark Ingram. It is just exploding.
Of course.
He is, I think he's back today, but he was in Cincinnati, the Queen City, yesterday. His wife is from Cincinnati. Obviously, I'm from Cincinnati, so we talked about Skyline Chili and Frisch's and food and this, that, and the other. And that's a great podcast, too. Wherever you get your podcast, look up Tony Curry Radio Podcast. It's Curry with a K, K-U-R-R-E. Tony Curry Radio Podcast. We're on every major industry. All right.
Is there a time clock, by the way? I just want to ask.
No, it's off. Okay. Like an hour and 10 minutes, something like that. We got plenty of time.
Okay, sorry.
I'm still in the process of.
It's all good. I just was looking and I was thinking we're supposed to be on TV right now.
All right, so I want to do, since you're a psychologist, I want to do a little word association with you.
Oh, I love this. Remember that from the back in the day?
I have a list of people who passed away in 2022.
Okay.
I want to give you their name.
Okay.
And I want you to give me the first word that comes to your brain.
Okay.
Okay? Franco Harris.
The first word is football, but...
Okay, that's fine.
No.
You're a psychologist. You need to get deeper.
I know. Legend. Just legend.
Kirstie Alley.
Hot.
Yeah?
Sad. If I give myself a second, first hot, that's my lizard brain. And then sad just because of just a lot of the struggles that she had.
She had all kinds of weight problems.
Yeah, and having weight problems publicly.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about this on FOT. Like, when you're a public persona, and it doesn't just have to be weight. When people see you, they notice things that are different. And particularly with Kirstie, I mean, she died, how old was she? Like 70?
She was 71.
Right, so she came up in a time where body positive...
And she talked about it on Beyond Cheers. I mean, she had to eat like a bird. Yeah. And she's a pretty big woman, too.
Yes.
Big woman as far as tall,
yes.
From Sesame Street, Bob McGrath, one of the original Sesame Street guys. He was 90 when he passed away. He was the guy.
Which was his first set?
White guy, brown hair, was in, I mean, if you saw him, he was almost in every major scene. And I'll throw in Emilio Delgado, who was the Mexican-American guy. He also passed away at the age of 81.
I mean, with that is like childhood. I mean, I grew up on Sesame Street.
I remember seeing the first episode on PBS, watching it. I think I was like 2 or 3 years old when it came out, and seeing Bob McGrath. And
that was the greatest show in the world.
Christine McVie.
There's nothing. Which is really sad.
Tag a songwriter.
Yeah.
And I would not have said that had she not passed away, because I didn't realize she wrote 8 of the 9 songs.
I think it's sad when they don't, she didn't have she was iconic, but not iconic relative to Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
And so there's just nothing, I don't have, I'm blocking.
I still think it sucks, and of course the Mike Leach thing is pretty fresh for all of us, but it's just, and that's why we're going to do this Wide Awake Wake show, where we're actually going to kill off people before they die.
So don't say kill off, we're going to talk about it.
Paul McCartney's going to be the first one to die. We don't want to be, we don't want to jinx anybody, but it's amazing because we really dive into someone's life after they pass away. And we do that with our friends too. It's unfortunate because you hear all these great stories about things you never knew about, and you're like, man, I wish I knew about that person, before they actually passed away. Gallagher. Besides watermelon, what else are you thinking? You can use more than one word if you want. Just talk about this person. I'll throw the thing out there. Just talk about them a little bit.
I mean, just like the original Weird Al Yankovic. Like,
he was the original Carrot Top, really. He was the first prop guy.
Yeah.
Dude, he was huge. In the 70s, he was huge.
Loony, kooky.
I hung out with him one night, and just super nice guy.
Crazy, squishy.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Aaron Carter. Nick Carter's son, who was also an established singer, died of an overdose.
Yeah. See, just sad, and he wasn't pathetic, but pathetic and tragic, and just I hate that. I mean, I hate that. I hate that when it's. We see it with so many childhood celebrities. I was going to say musicians, but it's not. It's childhood celebrities.
Don't you? I mean, this is, and I'm not saying because I'm kind of torn between. Do these guys really know what they're doing? Like Machine Gun Kelly, for example, he's all over the place. He's Megan Fox's girlfriend. They're kissing and all over each other. The dude looks like he could work at McDonald's. He's super skinny. You want to talk about weight issues. Yeah. Super skinny. Well, tatted up the clues, got the blonde hair. And you're like, but I think he gets it. I think he knows exactly what he's doing. He's super successful. And I think he wants to look that way because he wants to look that way. You look at Eric Carter, who could look like Machine Gun Kelly only in his stature, the way he's built, and the tats and everything, yet a total lost cause. And it's just...
Well, I think that's the big difference, right? By the way, did you see Machine Gun Kelly sitting next to Lionel Richie at...
With
the spikes.
He's a well-respected guy.
No, I mean, but Lionel Richie had the spikes in his face.
Yeah.
Like, it was... I think there is a difference between your persona when you own it and you know it and it's part of the costume. I'm thinking like Kiss.
Yeah.
Right? It's all over the place, but then you peel it down and, it's a different thing. That's not a lost soul.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Did you see the Halloween picture of him and Megan, what he was doing? He was dressed as a priest and she was dressed as a Catholic schoolgirl and he was administering communion to her. Oh, it's great. I knew people would be pissed off about it.
So did he.
But it was great. Jerry Lee Lewis.
Just legend. And how old was he? He was
87.
Time. This is one of those ones where, and there's a certain age. For me, it's anything over. Actually, it's interesting. For me, anything over 85.
Yeah.
If I think if it's 80, it's too young.
See, I think stupid, creepy.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
His 13-year-old cousin.
Yeah,
she did an interview on him.
I forgot about that. Okay,
she didn't want to marry him. He made her basically marry her.
Okay, forget it. Okay, I changed my mind.
He was married to another woman at the time. I mean, and it ruined his career. I mean, he was over in Europe. He was huge. He was selling everything, and they were like, "Go back home. You're done." And his life was never the same. Angela Lansbury. I only bring her up because my mom, man, watched Murder Till she used to binge Murder, She Wrote. Like, every time I watched that.
She was just queen, epic. How old was she, roughly?
96.
Yeah, see, like, that's one of those ones where it's like the Queen of England.
Yeah.
It's just 96. My grandfather died at, 98.
Mm-hmm.
That we were, when they go at that, it's not too soon.
Yeah, all these people passed away in 2022. Queen Elizabeth, also 96. Isn't that weird? They were both 96. Yeah, you just called her the Queen. Angela Lansbury. The same. They were the same person. Anything you want to talk about the Queen? She's around so long. Like you said, after 90, you're like, good life.
Yeah, I mean,
I like to see one die, but don't like...
The whole... The monarchy right now with the Harry and Meghan Netflix episode special and... Again, my son is there, and he's like, you have to understand the context of the monarchy.
So he's not British. He's lived over there for a couple of years. He goes to Oxford.
I thought you meant Harry.
No,
I was like, Prince Harry is quite British.
Yeah,
Meghan's not. Yeah.
From his perception, he's an outsider, but now
so
he probably hears a lot of stuff that normal people would not hear.
Absolutely.
What's his
so his is a couple things.
It's really interesting.
Yeah, he if he's broad brushing it.
Yeah.
What he's saying, what he talks about a lot is, I mean, there's a lot of nastiness in the monarchy. I mean, just the Meghan Markle stuff. I believe what they're saying. I mean, the fact that Harry stepped out is the thing. But I
believe what they're saying too, but as they perceive it.
Yeah, although a lot of it is, I mean, it's kind of, and that's what
you're only hearing their side of it.
Yeah, but that's kind of what my son was saying is that you have to understand that this is their culture. Mm-hmm. This is the way that they treat it. Yeah. This is, and if you think about the monarchy, if you think about it, from the first divorce that happened, we were like, oh my God, the first divorce. Mm-hmm. Then a remarriage and a mistress that was out in public. And what he said is that Brits look at, overall, they look at this thing, it's cultural. They're like ambassadors. Mm-hmm. They are, it's so steeped that, particularly with regard to the Meghan Markle, it's almost like, and Harry talks about this in the interview, it is an unworldly world that you're walking into. Yeah. It is crazy. I mean, how Meghan Markle was a major celebrity, so it's not like she stepped from nothing into this weird limelight. Yeah. And when they interview her, she's like, "This was cray-cray. Like this was crazy because it's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years of this is the way that it's been." Mm-hmm. And if you think about that, think about the family. It doesn't have to be them. The family, this is how we've always done it. Yeah. For generations. Wait a minute, what do you mean? What do you mean you're marrying someone of a different, what do you mean you're homosexual? Yeah. It's never happened. And so what he's saying is that culturally, they look at this as, this is an institution. The other piece, which is super interesting, is the whole idea of public funds. So wherever because there's public funds tied to them, there is a perception that you are ours. You are our. It's kind of like, it's not an elected official, but it's like our taxes are going to pay for you, so you work for us.
Yeah.
So what he's saying is like, we got to be careful to right or wrong. There's just an incredibly strong culture that is there that we don't perceive. Now, I will tell you that culture is really messed up.
Yeah.
But it's been that way forever.
Well, it's like that with every family, and I'll throw
Yes.
back when you get the patriarch who passed away. It's a little bit of the inmates running the asylum, and then you got Prince Charles, who obviously is not is somewhat akin to a lot of chaos and drama too. But everyone says he's been really quiet lately. Well, think about it. I mean, the Queen was pretty quiet too.
Well, they're too quiet. It's too quiet.
Yeah.
It's too quiet.
Well, he's going to let the dust settle a little bit. Loretta Lynn, got any thoughts on her? She was 90?
Yeah, just again, it's icon. It's icon. We're losing our icons.
Yeah. Coolio.
That's right.
I love me some Coolio. Some fantastic.
I forgot he died.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3 was one.
How old was he?
59.
Too early.
He was 91. Mikhail Gorbachev.
She said Coolio.
Yeah, Coolio was 59.
No, I mean transformational. Particularly, like, you look at what's going on now.
Yeah.
He's transformational.
I really believe that him and Ronnie were good friends.
He was, yeah, I mean, like...
It was the end of the Cold War as we know it, and now all of a sudden...
You know what it is that comes to my mind? Last shot, last chance.
Yeah.
Like, relative to right now?
Yeah. The fact that Ronald Reagan actually joked about bombing Russia while he was in office.
Well, that's when he was starting getting demented. That's when he was getting demented.
Anne Heche, 53.
Oh, absolutely horrific tragedy. I mean, the part of the problem thing is they have video of it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you watch the video and having worked with patients who have been burned.
Yeah. Yeah. Olivia Newton-John. Yeah, I was on Fox 6 talking about that. She was so big. They had Fox 6, who will be on here in about 45 minutes. But if they're talking about Olivia Newton-John, she lived her life. She never was slutty. Her and Sheena Easton were kind of side by side for a while, and Sheena started singing about sugar walls and strutting and all this stuff. Olivia was like super clean, classy.
She was the girl next door. She was the Australian girl next door.
She was Julie Andrews light, is what she was for me. She was classy. She was good looking.
Yeah.
She played the part.
You have a weird Julie Andrews thing. I would take Olivia Newton-John any day over Julie Andrews.
All right, here's a couple for you. You're gonna love Vince Scully, 94.
They're all coming the same thing. It's just, it's icon, like public icon. Well, sports icon, but particularly if you grew up in L.A.
Yeah, and I don't think people realize. I mean, these days you'll see, Joe Buck or someone. There'll be a website or something. It's called Awful Announcers or whatever, and they just go through and they break down all this diatribe that they say during games. When you're calling a ball game for 3, 4, 5 hours a day, you're gonna say some things. You may be cranky one day, you may be off one day, you may say something a little off color. Everyone wants that announcer now that doesn't just do play-by-play. They want to be opinionated. Chris Johnson's one of those guys.
And that's
that's a long time to sit there like Vince Scully did for that long and call games for 60 years and be pretty much unscathed is pretty amazing. Bill Russell, 88.
Breaks my heart. Just, I mean, again, it's not gone too soon. See, here's what it is. These things make me feel like old.
Yeah.
My mortality. So Bill Russell is just classy and same thing, transformational, more than just basketball.
Yeah. All these people passed away in 2022.
You're depressing me.
Wally Cleaver, Tony Dow. Did you watch Leave It to Beaver?
Yeah.
I did too.
Did he have a sordid past?
Not that I know, but he was a good-looking kid.
Oh yeah,
he was really good.
Well, when he got older too, he just got. What we were talking about, he got fat, but he looked the same.
Yeah, I know, right? He had his beautiful eyes. Paul Sorvino, Goodfellas, 83. Were you a Goodfellas guy?
No.
Mob guy?
No.
All right, Ivana Trump.
Nothing.
Man, I look at her.
I mean, I feel bad that anyone passed away, but nothing changed.
I had a lot.
Do you know he buried her in, like, on the golf course, and because they got a major tax break?
I'm sure he did.
You can't. Did you know that, by the way? If you
You just look at the women. Melania Trump certainly looks a lot different than Ivana Trump did. And in her day, to her credit,
in her day,
she had a lot of work done. But man, towards the end, she was a freak. She looked really bizarre looking.
Jesus, how long?
You know what?
I
I totally forgot. These are all people who passed away in 2022. We only got a few more. You know, I totally forgot about this when I was watching Elf. I forgot that James Caan died.
Yeah.
I kind of feel for James Caan because he always played nasty,
Yeah.
mean-spirited people in his movies.
And he was probably a nice guy.
Yeah. Did you ever see the Stephen King flick? What was it called? The one where Kathy Bates breaks his legs?
Yeah, I forgot that was him.
God, that was great.
That was
the scariest shit movie is what that was.
Yeah.
Ray Liotta. You know what? We still haven't found out what killed off Ray Liotta. He's filming movies, doing shows, 67 years old, dies, and there was...
Was it COVID?
No, I mean, it was just... I tried to find some information yesterday about what did he die of, and they just said it was natural causes. I'm like, you don't die of natural causes when you're 67. Naomi Judd, 76.
Just sad. I mean, the Judds had such a...
You don't think about someone 76 years old taking their own life. You just don't.
No.
You figure by the time you're in your 60s, you've figured it out. You've lived enough life.
You know, those are the two. It's what we sort of call bimodal distribution. You get it young, 20s, 20s and 30s, and then the next highest is in anything over 65. That's where...
They may want to die, but they don't...
No, I'm saying in terms of...
Suicidal thoughts?
No, suicide.
Yeah.
So it's young-ish, 20s, 30s, and then the next greatest group of committing suicide is over 65.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Gilbert Gottfried. Talk about a guy who got in some trouble. He was... I mean, to Gilbert Gottfried, he's a comedian.
No, I know. No. What did you get in trouble?
He would attack anything on stage, and that we got into that woke thing. That's the one thing about comedians. To me, comedians are untouchable. You should. Dave Chappelle, the guys. Bill Cosby wants to come back out. Now he wants to go back on tour at the age of 83. He's back out of prison. I'm like, go for it. I mean, people probably go watch him. I don't know if he'll be funny or not. And he'll probably use a lot of his experiences on stage. But comedians, to me, that's what makes comedians so great, is they can do and say whatever they want. They can talk about whatever they want. People are like, whoa, it's too soon. If you're one of those people where someone says something, you go, ooh, but you're smiling when you do it, you think it's funny.
Yeah.
It could be the next day.
It's,
people joke about 9/11.
If you're smiling,
yeah.
I think that's a really good emotional...
I think it is too.
But it's a good emotional radar. Because I've seen comedians who say things that, for just me personally, I can't speak for everybody. For me personal, they'll say it and I go, ooh, no, I'm not smiling.
Yeah.
I'm not enraged, but I'm not smiling.
But normally, if you're at a comedy show and you know the comedian you're going to pay good money for, you already know what their shtick is. If you go see Andrew Dice Clay, you know you're going to get some things that perhaps your mom's not going to think is very funny.
You're right. Right.
Now, if they just walk out in the middle of the Galleria Mall and start doing their shtick, I can see where you're pissed off. You're like, I don't like this. But if you're going to go see a comedian, know what you're getting yourself into. Even the Comedy Club Stardome, it's a rated R show. You know what you're getting into.
Yeah. But I do think you can. It's interesting the way you say that, because if you watch certain comedians, if you take their whole show, there will be parts, at least for me, where I'm laughing hysterically, and then there'll be something where I'm like, oh. Yeah. Like I don't. Again, I'm not enraged, but it doesn't resonate. It resonates, but it doesn't resonate in a funny way. But that's okay.
I was with a person who had just been through some serious depression and some suicidal thoughts, and went and saw George Carlin down at the Comedy Club or down at the concert hall, and he did this shtick about he was notorious for bringing up cue cards.
Yep.
And he'd try out new material. And it was the first time he's trying out this new material.
Right.
And if it worked, he used it for his next show. If it didn't, he'd throw it away. And he did this whole thing about suicide. And it was George Carlin, so I mean, you could read a phone book and make it funny. But
it
was not funny, and the crowd was kind of like, this is weird.
Yes.
Even for George Carlin.
You're right.
And we had to get up and leave. Taylor Hawkins. drummer.
Yeah.
50.
God.
That just sucked. I mean, it just sucked because it just sucked. I mean, I know he went through a lot of addiction issues. Was fighting things. Drummer for the Foo Fighters. Obviously, Dave Grohl was a very demanding individual, but he had a kid, and just one of those guys where you're like, you're living the life. You're a drummer. You're playing with the Foo Fighters. You're making great money. You have a family. Seemed like he turned himself around, and then all of a sudden he kills himself, and you're like, it just sucks. Madeleine Albright, you got anything you want to say about her?
How old is she right now?
She was 84.
Iconic, just iconic, and you know, we're losing icons. We're losing icons, but she's great.
And finally, William Hurt, who was 71. William Hurt was a weird dude.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Talk about one of our great clients, and I want to talk about sexting. And then we got Fox 6 coming up.
Yeah, you watching it? You watching it?
I'm keeping track.
You sure?
We're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
John Gray? Just talked to him. I actually texted with him the other day.
I love him, by the way. He sent me a Christmas card this year.
He's
a wonderful guy.
John Gray is a financial advisor. When you say financial advisor, you know, you get people like, I don't know, and it's all cookie cutter. No, John Gray is somebody who will sit down with you, look at your current situation financially, good or bad. You may be killing it or you may be struggling. And John is going to help you maximize what you got. That may mean and this is the thing that's so great about John. Yes, John makes, when you earn, he earns, but it's not commission based, right? So he gets a piece of your portfolio. Yeah. But if the portfolio goes up, he gets more, and if it goes down. But John goes the extra mile. John will not just, encourage you to invest. John may say, hey, look, pay off your bills.
Yep.
Well, he doesn't make any money doing that.
Yeah.
He doesn't make any money. And this is why you need to go to his webpage, driscollgray.com. He is somebody who you can trust, but he's somebody who also is going to look at your whole picture. And that's when finances are not just your retirement. Mm-hmm. It's the entire thing. And that's why John Gray's just the best.
So researchers at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln used questionnaires to find out why young U.S. women send nude photos to men. And this research has been going on for quite some time. The study was led by researchers at the University's Department of Psychology. Right up your
we'll study anything.
Women frequently send sexualized nude images to men, but women's motivations for sending those pictures were unclear. So they were trying to find out why exactly women do this.
I miss my academic days.
There were 207 women participants who were all female college students from the U.S. between the ages of 19 and 27 who had sent at least one nude in their lifetime. Responses included many different things, but the main motivation, which was 35.3% of all women, said it was this. Do you know what that was? And I bring this up, and I don't want to be that old creepy guy. Yeah, I go on the New York Post, I go on the Daily Mail because they usually have some pretty funny stories. I do go to AL.com, I go to some rock sites. Most of the sites I go to ESPN. Most of my sites are clean. Mm-hmm. But stuff pops up all the time, and it's not because of stuff I'm searching. It's on their site. The whole right side of the New York Post is all celebrities in bikinis and on vacations, and it's skin. It's unbelievable. I mentioned you get on Facebook, and the whole line is women in pictures and their boobs hanging out in the car. And I'm going, maybe it's because I follow them. I don't know, but I follow a lot of people I don't know. If you follow me, I'll follow you back.
That's why
if you say have a nice day, I'm going to say have a nice day to you too. That's following you back.
But that doesn't pop up on mine.
Exactly.
Okay, go ahead. So I don't self-esteem.
Overall, the most common motivation by far, 35.3% of participants was they expect it as a relationship norm.
Whoa.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to bring this story up. 35.
Hang on, let me think about selection bias. Hang on.
Now think about this.
Yes, I'm thinking. See, I'm thinking.
A relationship norm expectation is what they called it. This is normal. This is what I need to do to keep my man happy. This is what women are doing.
No. Stop.
Okay.
Not to keep my man happy. Mm-hmm. Okay, remove that one. Yep. This is normal. Everybody does this. Mm-hmm. This is not that big of a deal. Mm-hmm. I'm saying what the thoughts probably are at the surface. Not maybe if I don't do it, he'll think something's wrong with me. Mm-hmm. So it's not to keep my man happy. It's more of sort of going along, because again, remember, these are 19 to 27-year-olds. So you got to think with that lens. That's very.
It's sad that 35% believe that's a relationship expectation, or a norm, which is normal.
Right, now it's a third.
Yeah.
So the good news is, no, it is a lot. It's too much, but it is a third. It's not like 80%.
Response include pressure from friends,
right?
Being repeatedly asked for it until you finally gave it.
Yep.
To be fun or flirtatious, or as a sexual present for someone.
Did it give you those percentages or no? Those are just the responses.
35.3%. Those are just different responses.
Yep.
This is when the participant judge sending nudes is an obligation.
Yeah.
Or inherent part of being in a relationship that was romantic. This man is my boyfriend, and this is what this is what happens. This is not need to do, but this is normal for me to send pictures. And I will tell you this. I'm telling you this right now.
Go ahead. This guy's reading glasses on.
Because I speak for every guy. If you're a woman, even if you're a married woman, and you're sending nude pictures to your man, he will share those pictures with someone else. I don't care if you're 90 years old. I don't care if you're 18 years old. I don't care if you're 35 years old. I don't care if you're madly in love. I don't care if you have a family of 6. I don't care if you just got married yesterday. I don't care if you've been in a 20-year relationship. It's the best relationship on the face of the earth. It's perfect. If you send a picture of yourself nude to your husband or your boyfriend, he is going to share it with someone. It could be someone in the office. It could be his brother. It could be, he is going to share his picture. There's no man on the face of the earth. And if a guy out there, I got these pictures.
What are you going to do?
I'm telling you right now, if you send a picture of yourself nude to your boyfriend or your husband, he will share it with somebody. If he's proud of you and loves it, he at one point will go, I gotta show you something. You gotta promise me you don't tell anybody. But look at this picture. Guys do it all the time. Yes. We're creeps that way. We're freaks, lizard brain. We want to show off. It could be his best friend. Mm-hmm. So know that when you send a picture, it is going to be shared. Videos, even worse. Those are going to be shared as well. I'm just telling you. The most common motivations, second, were because they were asked, 20%. Long distance or separations were 17.4% separation. And validation is 14%. Yeah. One participant said, I wanted to exert a sense of power over the men I sent nudes to. I can make them desire me more, and they would do anything to get a picture.
Well, that one, you've talked about that.
Yeah. We talked to our good friend Jeff Hammock from Spy for Rent.
Yeah, I mean, that's the part that makes me most concerned.
You got to be super careful because sexting, again, it can be pictures or just plain sexting. When a person takes an indecent image of themselves, sends it to a friend, spouse, boyfriend, or girlfriend via the mobile phone, sexting is legal if it occurs between consenting adults. However, if a person has sent sexual explicit material and they're not wanted, a lot of women get pictures of dudes.
Right.
The sender could potentially be subject to harassment charges.
Yep.
Anyone who sends indecent images of someone under the age of 18 is breaking the law. That is super important if you have, obviously, a child who is obviously in high school. So while the age of consent is 16, the relevant age in relation to indecent images is 18. It is illegal in England to share an image of someone under the age of 18 in any sexual way, naked, topless, underwear, even if it's consensual.
Well, they're a little more bunched up.
Yeah, so if you get two 17-year-olds, they're hot and heavy and they're sending pictures, can't do it. It's also illegal for two people under the age of 18 to exchange sexual images and videos. Here's something that I think is really, really interesting, though, according to this science here. U.S. researchers monitored sex messages sent between teenage girls and boys. Mm-hmm. Teenage boys were likely to send sexts or sextings at 18 years old or older when they've been exposed to steamy lyrics around the age of 15, but teenage girls were not. Which means if your son, listen, isn't that interesting though?
Yeah, it is.
If your son is listening to
anything,
R. Kelly, hip hop, anything rap that's misogynistic, or talks about hot women or whatever at the age of, they say specifically 15, at the age of 18, they're much more likely to send sexting.
Yeah. Because it's like, boys are dumb.
Yep.
Men are dumb. We just, we're not dumb, we're just,
No, we're kind of dumb.
We're kind of dumb.
No, it's not. Well, if not thinking before you do something is dumb.
Yeah, right.
Dumb.
So if we're gonna go there, there's two things. I've said it a million times, but it's worth saying again. The front part of your brain is called your frontal lobe. It is the part of your brain that makes, it's called executive decisions. It's judgment.
Yeah.
If I do this, then this might happen. Mm-hmm. That's so part of the reason that you see teenagers and all the way up to your mid-20s doing impulsive things that are ill-advised, anything from drinking and driving to sexing, is that part of our brain does not fully develop until our late 20s,
yeah.
which is really kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But so as a result, I mean, if you're 15 and that becomes sort of the norm for you, or you see it and you watch a video or whatever and it looks like it works, that's not a long time from 15 to 18 from a maturity standpoint. I mean,
sure.
You think about a boy, 15.
For a boy, yeah. They're also about different.
There's nothing going on. There's just more of the same going on from 15 to 18.
Yeah.
I'll bet you at 25, 23, hopefully it dives down.
Yeah.
But no, it's just... And this is that whole patriarchy thing. Guys get away with it's more socially acceptable.
That is
right. If a woman is doing it, she's a slut.
Yeah. Yeah.
If a guy's doing it, look at him.
Yeah.
That's.
I just it's.
And we both have daughters.
Yeah, I know, right? It's just it really bothers me as a father of a 10-year-old daughter that women feel.
Yes.
Impelled to have to do that to please their guy. That's disgusting to me. I'm like, screw him. If he doesn't love you for who you are.
But think about it. That's a self-esteem
but 35, I know, right? But and they could be beautiful, have everything going for them. 35% of women think that's a relationship norm.
Well, so think about us.
6 or 7 months
so you can connect.
If she wants to send something to him, and I'm thinking about you, I can't wait to see you tonight. So, I kind of get that.
But you think about so you can timestamp this. You can timestamp this. Dial this back to our generation, and it's not just unique to ours. How far are you going to go in terms of intimacy and sex?
Yeah.
What's the norm? Right, so the guy is like, well, come on, come on, everybody's, it's okay. We're not having sex. It's just, we're just gonna just take your clothes off.
Yeah.
Heavy petting.
Yeah.
I mean, there were many. This is how you get into date rape. I mean, this assumption that this is what I should be doing because this is what everybody does. But more importantly, if I don't do this, he will not stay with me.
I guess my point is if women only knew how men thought, they'd realize they never have to show anything. Period.
But you're talking
because guys will wait as long as they possibly can.
But you're talking about a younger.
I know. But I mean, I wish they knew. They have to learn. I know they're immature and I know they're young.
Right.
But if women, even at that age, even in an older age, if women just realized what men would do and how long they would wait to finally see you and be with you.
But
to hold off.
But teens won't.
Yeah, I know. And there's a lot of women that obviously use it as a weapon, as a tool.
Well,
it's mine. He's not going to get it. When he gets it, I'm going to use it, and I'm going to.
But that's not even a tool. It is. That is yours.
Yeah. Sexuality is certainly was here in the 50s, 60s, and it's just. I mean, it is used as such as a, and I say as a tool. I mean, OnlyFans, Instagram. I mean, there are people making hundreds of thousands of dollars every month just based off. It's not porn.
It's not.
It's not porn.
It's not.
But I'm beautiful. God gave me this gift, and I might as well use it to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. We have nurses, we have doctors, we have teachers who are losing their jobs because now they have an OnlyFans page that will only last a while because people are only going to subscribe.
Our moral norms.
Our
moral norms have changed.
Yeah, they've gotten a lot worse.
Well, but you're Mr. Pendulum.
Yeah.
Right?
No, they've gotten a lot worse. What I'm just saying though is, I mean, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and that beauty is not going to last forever. So just know, it's like a sports athlete to me. When you're about 35, no one's going to want you anymore. So you better have a backup plan. And if you're living in your means and making $100,000 or $50,000 or $3,000 extra a month doing whatever you're doing, realize it's going to dry up eventually. So you got to be sucked away. Yep. I had a very good friend of mine who I was going out with, and I love her to death. She got a great heart. She had a child, and she decided she needed to make some money, and so she decided to turn into a dancer. And I was like, I ain't dating a dancer because I don't want all my friends to see you. And she got really angry with it. I said, I'm sorry. And she's like, you're Tony Curry. I can't date straight. I said, yeah, I'll go out with him, but I'm not going to have a relationship with you. And it was, I'm going to work 2 years, make all the money I can, and then I'm going to get out and become a school teacher. Well, 15 years later, the money was too good. And if you'll do that for money, you'll do a lot of different things for money. It's just part of what you do. And it may be a gradual, an educational, spiritual, and I use spiritual there in a very loose term. You get pushed further and further. I'm not going to show that. And the next thing you know, you're doing it. And then once you break through that area, that's what, So I don't want to sound like old. You do. Good. Okay, good. Well, I'm a father. Yes. I'm 56. I've learned. I've lived it. I've been there. I've seen it happen.
Don't ever, if you are a parent, you make sure that your child, male, female, doesn't matter, is approaching life such that they will be independently secure physically, financially, psychologically, spiritually, and socially. They will be secure no matter what. None of that is dependent on their relationship. Mm-hmm. We have instilled that. We have pushed that with our kids. I mean, yes, there's gender norms, but your child should never enter a relationship depending on the other person for anything other than making them enhanced version of themselves.
Amen.
That's on correct. All fronts.
That's the best thing you can say.
Yeah, I mean, it is absolutely critical, and you have to teach that early, because of this, because of school, because of all those sorts.
And when you're feeling pressure. We always talk about our gut.
Yeah.
When you get older, we have the gut, right? Something's just not right. Something just doesn't feel right. It feels like you left the house without the car keys. Something's just not right. 99.9% of the time, your gut is never wrong. Now, it may not tell you exactly what's happening, but there's something's just not right with this particular situation.
Follow me on Instagram at Dr. Josh K. I have 3 videos talking about how to navigate your gut.
So as a child, as children or teenagers, if you're feeling that pressure, if you feel pressure and you know you're feeling pressure, if you're feeling pressure to do something that you don't feel comfortable with, then don't do it.
That's easier said than done.
And again, if everyone's doing it, it doesn't make it right. And if no one's doing it, doesn't mean it's wrong.
It's easier said than done.
I know. But if we have one 16-year-old watch this morning and they hear that and they change, then we've done our job. So, all right, we're going to be on Fox 6 this morning talking about treadmills and trying to make fat people skinny, whether they want to or not.
Oh, jeez.
What? Did I just say
Please don't embarrass us. Please don't embarrass us.
No, we're going to help you with your weight.
Don't do
New Year's resolutions.
No.
If you just got yourself a treadmill or a gym membership and didn't ask for it, you need to make sure you watch it. If you wanted a treadmill or a gym membership but didn't want to allude to that to your mate and went out and got your own, then you want to watch.
Yep.
If you're a man or a wife or a husband or a girlfriend who has a mate who's overweight and you want to get them to lose weight,
right?
Because they want to lose weight too, then you need to watch.
You do need to watch because I got a lot to tell you.
It'll come up 9:30 this morning here on Fox 6. Looking forward to it. Kurre and Klapow Show will podcast the show a little bit later on this afternoon. You can hear all of our shows on the Tony Curry Radio Podcast Network. That's Curry with a K, K-U-R-R-E, Tony Curry Radio Podcast. We're all over the place. Download the TKR app on Apple or Tony Curry Radio on Android. We've got all of our shows that run all day long from 9 o'clock in the morning with Students of the Game all the way at night to the Damon Johnson Show. You can hear all those shows every hour on the hour right here. Want to Bet, Need to Know, Mission Minded, The Austin Hanks Show, When in Rome, Live Wire Wednesday last night with Southern Precision Staffing was fantastic. We did all shows about time passages. It was fantastic. So check out all of our shows. You'll enjoy it. We love you. Thanks for watching.
This has been a special presentation of Tony Curry Radio.